Hi, I'm Lisa Curcio and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. In about a month from now, we have a big celebration coming up here in our house, and it's because our daughter Gina is graduating college. You may know her as Boo with Paper Pumpkin with Boo, and we are super proud of her. We have some fun things planned for her graduation night, of course a dinner out to celebrate, but amongst those is going to be, of course, a hand stamped card. And in honor of her graduation, I decided that today's project needed to be one centered around graduations. This is a time of year where a lot of kids are graduating high school and college, and I thought you could use one too. We are proud of Gina, not only because of her accomplishments in the university and graduating, but also for the pure fact that she is the one who enticed me to do videos to share with you what I love, and that's of course paper crafting. Now, today's project is going to be creating a shaker card, but the interesting thing about this one is that it comes from an unlikely source, Project Life cards. This one in particular is using the one that's free from the Celebration products, and I think it's well overlooked. But I'm hoping after I show it to you and how easy it is to assemble that you're going to jump on and get one for yourself before they're gone on March 31st. Remember, you can place your order in my online store, and regardless of the amount, I'm going to send you a free featured project PDF tutorial as my thank you. I also provide frequent buyer points, and I just wanted to thank you for your online business. But let's get over to the stamp table and let's create something to celebrate. So here's that close-up of your shaker card. Lots and lots of fun. I'm going to put a little bit more sequins in it this time just so I can get a little bit more movement, because you are going to have some stick around the edges. That's normal, but I love that because it gives me a little bit of bling around my card. Make sure you watch the whole video. I've got two other cards at the end I'm going to share with you that are completely different, all using that same kit. And that Project Life kit comes from here, and this is in the Celebration catalog. I think a lot of you are overlooking this amazing product. This is free through March 31st with any $50 order. Now, the great thing about this kit, and I've got one that's opened up, I don't have all the pieces in here simply because I've used them on the other cards I'm going to share with you, but there are printed pieces of paper. There are amazing overlays that are in acetate, which is how I made the shaker card. Isn't this pretty? Not only are there smaller pieces, there are larger pieces. Now, I love Project Life for my memory keeping because it's quick and easy and it gets it done. But if you don't do Project Life, well, first of all, shame on you because it's pretty awesome. But these can be used for cards. They can also be used on your 3D projects. So keep this little kit in mind when you're making your selection for Celebration. There's only a little time left, so you still have an opportunity to get these. So here's the pieces I selected for today. We're going to start with a half a sheet of basic black cardstock, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm reaching for that bone folder so we can get a nice crisp crease here. I've cut myself a piece of silver foil sheet. This is 3.25 by 4.25. Remember, all the dimensions are going to be on my blog, so you don't have to try to remember them as I go along. These two pieces were in that kit. So I just took an acetate piece and one of the printed white backgrounds. Really, really love that. And I'm going to make this the window that will fit on here. That's just how easy this is going to be. So I have my Everyday Chic washi tape, and this is how I store my washi tape when they're in the same collection. Obviously, this is a couple of the same ones because I use lots of it. I'm going to start by pulling off some washi tape. I'm going to layer these together and I'm going to lay them flat on my work surface, and I'm going to pull off more tape than I'm going to need. Probably about a good 1/2 inch on either side. And once I have it there, I am going to fold the excess to the back. And then all you're going to need is your paper snips, and you're going to snip off the edges. Now, if it's not totally perfectly aligned, don't worry because it's going to be really, really forgiving when we're finished. I've decided to bring in a piece of grid sheet here. And now I'm going to add another piece on the other long side. I find the long sides first work better for me. You're going to do what works best for you. And again, I'm trying to find that exact same amount of depth on both sides. And listen, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? If it's not perfect, it means it's homemade. And I'm going to fold this back to create a seal. And again, I'm going to snip off the ends. Now we're going to leave the top open because we're going to fill it. When I go to do the bottom, I'm going to make sure that I don't seal this too tightly. Now I'm going to show you. You see how they're sticky right in here? So some of your sequins are going to stick in there. So you have to compensate for that by putting enough inside. So I'm going to rip off a little bit more for the bottom. And I'm going to add that piece here to the bottom. I'm going to press, and I'm going to put the rest to the back. That's giving me my little panel. And again, we're going to cut this off. Okay, so now we have our pocket. This is where the sequins are going to go. I'm using the metallic sequins. We also have the Brights assortment, really lots of fun with the different colors. And I'm going to dump generously in here because I know some are going to stick. I'm going to rip off another piece across the top, and we're going to seal this. Now, the best advice I can give you is not to make it airtight. So you want to leave a little bit of air in there so it's going to shake. And one more time, I'm going to cut off the ends. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we're going to adhere it to here. And I used dimensionals, and I found that those stuck a lot better than adhesive. So I'm going to put one in each corner because I want to make sure this is good and balanced so that it'll shake well. And I'm going to put 2 along the outside edges. You're probably asking why. It's just because I want this to be nice and balanced. And I'm going to do 2 up in the center. This will go on here like so. So we've got a nice little simple frame. This then is going to get adhered to the front of our card, and this is where your adhesive would come in. So I'm going to use it generously around the outside corners of my panel because I want to make sure that it stays well stuck in place, and that's going to go here. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to make sure that I rub from the back so that I have good contact between that adhesive and my cardstock, especially because of the puffiness of this. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a banner for the words. I'm using the stamp set Sassy Salutations. Love the font, but I'm going to use the word congratulations. I like that it's whimsical and bold, and the great thing about this is I'm finding that it's not gender specific. And I put my clear block right on there, and I'm going to push. And now I'm going to bring out my basic black archival pad. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And I'm going to stamp that right here in the center of my tag. Now you can hand cut your banner tips, but I love the hexagon punch for that. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm going to show you how. This right here, this point, is going to make your banner tip. So I come in sideways through my punch, and I am visually going to find the center, which is here. And then I'm just going to punch, and that gives me a banner tip. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, which is one reason why I love using the punch. There we go. Perfect every time. And then I'm going to attach this here. I'm going to use dimensionals one more time. I find that they work the best sticking to the acetate. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, leaning more towards the center because I don't want them to hang off the sides of the panel. The great thing about the dimensionals is I'm not pushing too hard on the center of where I've provided my shaker. Cute, huh? And so easy with that kit. Now let me show you some other cards I've made. This one is the exact same concept. It has the acetate over it with a card on the back, but I only washi taped in a couple places. And I also used the fringe scissors on this one to give the front panel a little bit of texture. Fun, huh? This happens to be my daughter's college graduation colors, and I think this is really appropriate for the guys. Really fun. And the last one that I created is this one. Again, same kit. Printed pattern paper on the back also comes from the kit, and I washi taped by folding this over versus how I did here where I didn't, just to keep it sealed. And this one's printed acetate. Isn't that fun? Couple layers. I stamped the words on the actual printed white cardstock underneath. So really easy. Aren't these fun? And a great way to use that Project Life kit. So remember, you've only got a few days left before celebration ends. Head over to my online store and place your order. Not only will I give you a free featured project PDF tutorial for it with no minimum purchase required, I also have some other great rewards for you. Remember, studio stamps in the mail and my project PDF tutorial library are full of great inspiration for you. Thanks everyone for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Have a great day.